Hi, and welcome along to AFTV Transfer Daily, the show that keeps you up to date with players that have been linked with a January transfer move to Arsenal. Just before we get into the transfers, just got to touch a bit on. You guys would have seen the news yesterday about DT, who used to be, of course, a regular contributor on AFTV, and you would have read about his conviction. And I've got to say that once we got the full details of what had happened, you know, we took action straight away to say that we could never ever have him on the channel again. One thing about me, I've always been passionate on this channel about, as well as giving a voice to fans, giving a voice to female fans as well. And as a person who's got, daughters, it was really, really disappointing and disgusting to read. So had to take action on it. Let's get into the transfers. A lot of controversy yesterday as well surrounding this guy, Pablo Mari. Now, the reason being, he's about to go out on loan to Udinese. I spoke about this a few days ago on the show and said that Udinese had emerged as the club that were really interested in taking him on loan from now till the end of the season. And it looks like that is going to happen and he will be joining Udinese. But where obviously is causing controversy is the fact that there's rumours that the Arsenal game against Liverpool on Thursday in the Carabao Cup, the second leg of the semi-final, could get cancelled again because of COVID cases at Arsenal. Now, that has really annoyed a lot of people saying that, now surely Arsenal can't be sending another player out on loan. Remember, Ainsley Maitland-Niles went out on loan. Then saying that we're short of players when we've got that game on Thursday, against Liverpool. And I have to say, I see where they're coming from. I mean, it would be a bit of an own goal. Surely if Mari does go out on loan, we can't call off that game because, how can we be sending players out on loan when, we're saying we're short of players? I know it's probably a position that we probably might be covered in for that game, but I guess that doesn't really make the point. He's still a first team player. So let's keep an eye on this one and see. We don't know if the game, at the time of doing this show, whether the game's going to be cancelled or not. Hopefully it won't be. But Pablo Mari looking like he's going to be on his way out on loan to Udinese. There was also some controversy yesterday about Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. There was a lot of reports saying that he's going to be returning to Arsenal following, the other day you would have read that he picked up COVID. Well, he actually picked up COVID just before getting to the African Cup of Nations. Then when he was due to play in the last game, it's discovered that he had some heart lesions and he didn't play. It was minor. It wasn't nothing life-threatening or very serious. And then there was a lot of talk yesterday that he would be returning back to Arsenal, sent back by the Gabonese medical team. That, however, he came out and said that is not true. He's staying. Gabon got a very important game today against Morocco, and that Aubameyang is staying there. The future of Aubameyang is going to be really interesting when he does eventually come back after the African Cup of Nations. I just can't see at the moment where he will be heading. The options, we heard of, when the window first opened about Barcelona, Newcastle. All these teams now have got strikers in. Barcelona, Ferran Torres, and then we know they're not loaded with money. Newcastle have bought in Chris Wood. There was rumours of Juventus, but Juventus are not seemingly needing a striker. So where will Aubameyang end up? Or will he stay at Arsenal? Will they try and assimilate him back into the squad? It's going to be really interesting to see. But at the moment, he stays at AFCON and won't be returning back yet until Gabon leave the tournament. Now, what about Dusan Vlahovic? I watched him play last night. I watched the game, Fiorentina versus Genoa. A really impressive performance by Fiorentina. I'll tell you, looked good in the game. Lucas Torreira scored a nice header in the game as well in that 6-0 win. Vlahovic in the game had a really entertaining game. He missed the penalty, tried to do a Panenka and messed it all up and missed the penalty. And then after that, he scored a brilliant goal, a brilliant chip goal. And just watching him, you know what I mean? The main reason I was watching that game really was just to watch him and his general play. I can see why Arsenal want him. He's quick, he's strong, he's very direct, and he's hungry for goals. You can see that in him. Now, when he was getting substituted, he's coming off the pitch, right? And he's got his arms aloft, waving. And I remember the commentators were commentating on the game, sort of suggesting, like, could that be him waving goodbye? And then lots of publications picked up on it and saying, you know, him waving goodbye to Fiorentina fans. I don't think he was waving goodbye to the Fiorentina fans. He was waving to say, you know, sort of more like, you know, just more of an apology for missing that penalty, because it was a horrible miss. You know, he tried to be cheeky with a Panenka, and it was a horrible miss. But I don't think it was him waving goodbye, but certainly, you know, still don't know what is going to be happening with him. When the manager was questioned about him after the game, he said, listen, Dusan's still our player. He's still focused. Didn't say that he will definitely be their player, that he's not going anywhere. It's still up in the air. It's still whether Arsenal can get this deal done or not. I feel this will be the biggest deal of the transfer window if Arsenal are able to pull it off. I say it every day. It's really, really difficult. But I can see from watching him play yesterday why Arsenal would love to bring him in. And he's still only 21. It would be a great buy for Arsenal and a massive step forward. But will he be leaving? We have to wait and see. And by the way, as I said, Torreira looked very good in the game as well. You know, I playing as a holding midfielder, dictating a lot of the play. I mean, listen, Genoa weren't the greatest team in the world, but he was very impressive. So let's see how that one pans out. And then there's the Arthur Melo one. What's happening with Arthur? Is this deal going to get done? Again, still kind of up in the air, and still no movement from Juventus. Now, of course, we heard that the sticking point is that Juventus need to get a replacement before they can let Arthur join Arsenal on loan from now till the end of the season. There are reports coming out of Italy that they have identified the player they want to bring in, who's Denis Zakaria from Borussia Mönchengladbach. They want to see if they can get him. And once they secure his services, then Arthur will be allowed to leave on loan. Of course, Denis Zakaria has been a player that Arsenal have been linked to as well. You know, I mean, he's out of a contract in the summer. Swiss international, very, very good player. I mean, he'd be a good option as well. If he's available, he'd be a good option for that midfield area as well. But Arthur is a player that's really liked by Edu, really liked by Mikel Arteta, and they would like to bring him in on loan and really see what he can do in the Premier League. Time is starting to tick down in the transfer window. We're on the 18th of January now. Not long left now to go. When you look on it, are Arsenal going to rush to get players in? They've got time, I guess, because, you know, you look at the next two games, they're not going to get no one in time really for, you know, the game against Liverpool in the Carabao Cup. So, and then we've got a game against Burnley at the weekend, providing, you know, we get all the players that are injured and COVID cases and that back, should have more than enough to play Burnley at home. And then there's a break. You know, we don't play again until in February after the transfer window closes. So the rush that I felt was kind of on before that Tottenham game to maybe get someone in may not be such a rush now, which then maybe gives Arsenal more time to sort of wait until we get nearer down to the transfer window to decide what they're going to do. And there's also the fact that some of those AFCON players could be returning. I mean, you know, results go badly today for Ghana. We could be seeing the return of Thomas Partey. So it's going to be interesting, the dynamic of this transfer window. Let's wait and see how it pans out. But one thing for sure, we'll be keeping you up to date with everything that happens within it. Thanks for watching the show, and I will see you tomorrow.